The Ascendence of Margath. The Dragon Lords were defeated in the Dragon Wars centuries ago. High Lord Morgath's body was never found, as he was hurled into the earth with a dread wound, but some believe he will rise again. With your forces combined, perhaps you can defeat the monstrous High Lord Morgath and save Terrinoth once more. The Latari elves of the clan Bloodwood have a reputation as deadly archers and powerful warriors. Laurel is no exception. Trained from a young age in the hunt and the art of war, Laurel approaches every challenge with a tactician's mind and a warrior's resolve. Even so, she did not desire the life of a soldier. Much to the displeasure of the clan elders, she left the Bloodwood long ago, traveling the world in search of some meaningful cause to which she can devote her exceptional skills. Master Thorn was educated at the University of Greyhaven, but rather than set roots in the ancient city of learning, his heart drew him to the remote villages and brave people who make their homes amongst the endless wilds of Terrinoth. He is an infrequent, yet welcome visitor in the holdfasts of several barons, and he has their ear concerning the governance of their people. Master Thorn has begun to warn both lord and peasant of a rising threat, an evil wind in the south of the earth that is stirring the fell and savage things just beyond the borders of civilization. Hello everyone and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. This is Colin, and today we're going to do a two-player game of Runebound with the Unbreakable Bonds expansion. We're going to be playing with Laurel and Master Thorn. The last time I played this, we took on a spider. This time, let's take on a dragon, High Lord Margath. We're going to have all of Act 1 and part of Act 2 to get ready, and then he's going to spawn on the board, and then we're going to have to work together to defeat him. It's not likely. He'll be a challenge, but it should be a lot of fun. Now, if you'd like to see how to set up the game, I did a great setup a couple years ago. The only thing I missed was that when I picked out the skills to use, you need to pick 2 of each color. So 2 red, 2 blue, and 2 yellow. Other than that, though, everything else should be the same. So let's go ahead, take a quick look at our characters, and jump in. Here we have Laurel. Laurel starts off with a hand size of 4, so we have drawn 4 skill cards. She has 2 gold and her 3 combat tokens. She will start out in a town. She does have a setup ability that says roll 2 terrain dice. You may spend them to move. She normally will roll 3 dice when trying to move. She has a total of 8 health, and you can see her skill card level is 4, so that's why she has 4 cards. She has 2 abilities. One is pathfinding. Once per turn, you may reroll all of your terrain dice. And then she has 1 surge ability called the Speed of the Zone. Recast 1 of your spent tokens, even the one that you actually spend to activate this ability. She has 2 for her body, 2 for her mind, and 1 for her spirit. So these, what they denote is how many of these types of cards or skills she can actually learn. So right now this is in her hand. She doesn't have any of these abilities. She can give up trophies equal to the amount of symbols up here to then be able to play those out as actual skills, but you can only have 2 body skills, 2 mind skills, and 1 spirit skill for now. Let's go ahead and roll her 2 dice, and she gets a wild and a mountain or water. Right off the bat, Laurel is eyeing the Menras teeth here because she can do a combat adventure, and if we look here, she can use her wild to move 1 space, and then use the mountain or water to move into that space. Beautiful. So her first thing that she can do on her turn is actually do that adventure. Master Thorn over here also has a hand size of 4. He starts off with 2 money. He has his 3 combat tokens. He also starts off in a town. His setup is that he can train for free. So right now he has those 4 skills in his hand, and he can draw 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he has to discard his hand down to 4, but essentially this gives him 8 options. And you'll see here his body is actually 0, so that's why I kept no body specific skills. His spirit though, or his mind I should say, is 3, his spirit is 2. So he'll roll 3 dice for movement, 8 health as well, the 4 cards. He has teleport. Whenever you gain a trophy, you may exert to move up to X hexes. X is equal to your spirit, so he can move up to 2 spaces right now. He has to spend 2 surges, but he does have Mind Meld for that, and for the rest of this combat round, after you take damage from an attack, deal an equal amount of magic damage. Well, we know what we need to do. We need to level up and get ourselves ready as much as possible for that dragon. So let's get started. I'm going to have Laurel be the first player, so she's going to act first. You can see up here, we start up here, and after each of us act, we'll move 1 down this track all the way for Act 1. Then we'll flip it over to Act 2. When we get to here, that's when we're going to spawn the dragon right in this spot. and then at the end of each round, he's going to potentially move, and if he gets to Temelier and we haven't defeated him, we lose the game. Now, someone made a great suggestion when you're playing this game. You can actually leave these gems off the board, and if ever you explore them, you can then put them on. I think it's a great idea, but I thought I would leave them on because that's what you are probably used to seeing, and it didn't take me that long to put them on the board. But just so you know, you can do that. So what we're going to do first with Laurels, we're going to go ahead and spend 2 actions to do an adventure, and we're going to adventure right away with a combat adventure. Right off the bat, we're going to start with an ogre. Oof, we'll see if this will work. He has 8 health. We also have 8 health. This enemy does have -1 initiative, which is great, and he has to spend 2 surges to be able to do a brutal strike to deal 2 damage. For our combat, because the ogre has the warrior keyword, we're going to use the warrior mat. We will also use the 5 warrior enemy tokens. They're the same color as the mat itself. We're going to have our 3 tokens over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give these a shake, drop them on the table, and then we will activate going back and forth depending on who has initiative first. And we can determine that based upon how many gold we each get. Remember that the ogre gets -1 initiative. So if he gets 1 gold, his initiative will still be 0. Come on, Laurel, I believe in you. Looking here, we have 2 initiative compared to the 1 on the ogre. So, and -1 because of his card, so he actually has 0 initiative. So I think what we're going to do to start off with, we can do 1 action. I'm going to go ahead and spend this 1 physical attack and just deal him 1 point of damage. He's down by 1. He has 8 health in total, so he has 7 health left. Then what he's going to do is he's going to use this agility token, and it states here either he'll flip a blank to either this double or to an attack symbol. Otherwise, he's going to force your foe to remove 1 token. So we don't have we don't have a blank that he can flip, so he's going to force me to remove one of these. He's going to have us remove this one. Then we'll go back to us. What we're going to do is we're going to use the speed of the zone, and what we're going to do is spend this 1 surge to recast one of our spent tokens. We're going to recast this one that has the 2 physical damage on this side. Hopefully we can get that. Let's see what we get. Oh, beautiful. We've done our action. The ogre will go back to having his action. He's going to double one of his 1 points of damage. Right now he's dealing 1, 2, 3, 4, plus this one for 5. He's dealing 5 damage to us, you guys. We're going to cast this one for 2 damage, so that means he has a total of 3 damage, and then he's going to hit us for the 5. Oh, so that means we only have 4 health left. So now the question becomes, do we want to keep going or do we want to run away? And, you know, at the beginning, you're going to feel like you're not strong enough because you only have 3 tokens compared to their 5. And, I mean, they're getting plus damage here. So I feel like I'm going to keep going. Is that the right option? I guess we'll see. We each have 1 gold initiative token, -1 for the ogre, so we get to go first. Unfortunately, he has this shield, and he has +1 defense against physical attacks. But I don't know what else we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and spend the 2 physical attack. He's going to block that. Then what he's going to do is he's going to use this to flip this to a point of damage. Then what we can do is we can spend this one to go ahead and recast this token. We're looking for 2 damage. Beautiful. He will then go ahead and use his doubling ability. He's going to double his surge here. We're then going to deal him 2 points of damage. That will put him to 5 points of damage. He's then going to attack for 2 damage. We're going to block 1 here. Oh no, you guys, that puts us at 6. But then he's going to deal 2 points of damage with this, with the +1, and that's going to put us at a total of 8 damage. We unfortunately are exhausted, so we weren't able to defeat this ogre. So this ogre just took us out. Well, unfortunately, that didn't go so well. We had to discard the adventure card, so we didn't get it as a trophy, and now we're fully defeated. We have 8 damage. The only thing we can do for our 3rd action is rest. When we do that, we can roll 5 terrain dice, and then any of them that match where we are, which of course we're in the mountains, so mountains are wild, so we can heal by that amount. If we're at a location like a city, a town, a stronghold, we could just spend an action and heal all the way to full. That's not happening. So we're going to go ahead and just take our dice, give it a roll, and we've got 1 heal and 2 heal. I'm just going to take it that I healed for 2. That means I have 5 points of damage, and that will end my activation. poor Laurel is wounded over here, Master Thorn is going to go ahead and spend an action to move. Now, if you're only moving one space, you don't have to roll terrain dice. He's simply going to move here, spend 2 actions to go ahead and do a exploration adventure. And instead of finding a quest, you know what he found? A Deadbringer, an enemy. 7 health. He's going to have to do an attack on this savage dragon. Well, this is going to be really interesting. We are going against a savage Deadbringer, so we're using the savage tokens. And it says here that when you engage your foe in combat, deal 1 damage. So Master Thorn already has 1 point of damage. Let's see what we can do. 7 points of damage, or 7 points of health is a lot. Well, we each have 2 gold initiative, and since we initiated the combat, even though we didn't mean to, but we did, we get to go first. So the first thing I think we're going to do is activate our Mind Mold. This states that for the rest of the combat round after you take damage from an attack, deal an equal amount of magic damage to the enemy itself. That's awesome. Then we have our Deadbringer who's going to go. We always go from top to bottom. And so we have 1 surge. It says remove all of your foes' shield tokens. We don't have any shield tokens. We're Master Thrawn. We're not wearing anything. Then what we'll do on this side, I mean, we could do a magic damage. He's just going to block it. So I guess why not? We'll do a magic damage. He'll block that magic damage. And then he'll do 1 damage to us with this. And then we will deal him 1 damage because of that, thanks to our Mind Meld. So we each took 1 point of damage. Okay, so we're at 2. He's at 1. That's not terrible. Let's keep going. We'll give him a good shake and drop him out. We have 2 gold to his 1, so we get to go first again. I think the first thing we're going to do is, yeah, let's do it. We're going to use, we could use this to flip one of these. No, I don't think that's worth it. Instead, we're going to have him recast. We're going to have him recast this one because there's a blank on this side. If we can do that, he'll only deal us 2 points of damage. Let's see that miss. Yes. After that, he'll just spend this to get rid of our shields, which we don't have any, and then we'll go ahead and deal him 2 points of damage, and then he'll deal us 2 points of damage. So he's at 3 damage, and we are at 4 damage. Well, this is going to be interesting. I don't know who's going to win it. Let's try again. Let's give him a good drop. And of course I missed one there. Looking here, he has 3 initiative to our 1. Now something I think I've already been doing wrong. Spending this 1 surge doesn't do anything for him, so he should be skipping that. If I had any shields, he'd be using it. So sorry, I don't know if that would have made a difference, but just so you know. So what he's going to do is he's going to go ahead and activate this charge. Now, what the charge is compared to his regular attack, the charge, once he uses this, if he had any shields, he couldn't use them. He also would get +1 charge if he had a shield, but he doesn't. He's just going to use this. That will deal 1 point of damage to us, so we have 5 damage. We're then going to spend this 2 surge so that any more damage that we take, he'll take. Then he's going to do this 1 point of damage to us, which will then do 1 point of damage to him. So he's at 4, and we're at 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to deal 2 more points of damage to him, so he is at 6. So now all we need to do is have the initiative. If we can get the initiative, I think we can take him out. Let's see if we can get luckier than Laurel. Looking here, the Dreadbringer is ready to take us down with 5 total damage. But we have the initiative. Oh my gosh, the initiative saves us. 3 damage. He only has 1 health. We just killed him. After defeating this Dreadbringer, we can either gain 3 money or 1 lore. I think I gotta go money right now. I need to level up. As you can see, these combats are brutal. I need a little bit more. So I'm gonna go 3 money, and then I also get to claim him as a treasure. So he will be one of my treasures. We then have our teleport ability here that states whenever you gain a trophy, you may exert to move up to X hexes. X is equal to your mind. So we're going to discard this stars and omens so we can move 3 spaces. Moving 3 hexes, we'll move 1, 2, 3, get ourselves over to Temelier. Maybe we can buy something with 5 gold. The biggest thing is we can also heal just for an action here in this city. Well, that was certainly an eventful round 1. We'll move here to round 2, and we can see here we're going to draw our first story card, the Dragon Cult. The Dread are a splinter cult that believes dragons are the divine fire of Kelos made flesh. The Dread believe the Dragon Wars were punishment for mankind's many sins, and that dragon fire will burn all the land and purge the unrighteous. In turn order, each hero must flip 1 adventure gem face down. I don't think anyone's going to get way up here. Let's go ahead and just flip both of these face down. That was easy. All right, let's go back to Laurel's turn. Being that Laurel was pretty beat up, I think what I'm going to have her do is first move over to here and then heal, and then maybe come over here to this social adventure that she can do next time. She gets to roll 3 dice for movement. Great, we've got 2 planes. I think that's what we need. You always need to spend dice for the hex that you're moving into. So since we're moving into 2 Greenland locations, we use those 2 to move there. That's our movement 1. Our action 1. Our action 2 is we're going to do a rest action. We have that 5 damage. We're going to heal the full because we're in a town. And then for action 3, the question is, do we want to try another combat or do the social adventure? I'm going to do the social one this time. That one did not work out very well. Master Thrawn is going to spend his first action to rest. So he's going to heal to full. He no longer has any damage. Then his second action, he's going to do a shop. Whenever you do a shop action, you get to look at the 3 cards that are in that specific city. So Temelier has these 3, and then you're going to draw 1 new card from the shop deck. Okay, sweet. And now we can choose to buy any of these that we're able to. We can also sell any assets that we have. So we can sell assets first in case we need to be able to buy any of these things. You don't always have to buy something. If I choose not to, I can simply just discard 1. This Moonbeam Rail actually looks kind of cool. It's going to give me 1 charge, which, whatever. I mean, it's a different type of combat than I have, but I have no shields on my tokens, so I don't have to worry about losing shields. And it gives me a surge on the other side. And it says whenever you deal charge, you may recast one of your unspent tokens. I can also spend, if I just end up getting the surge here, Blood Moon, and deal 1 magic damage. So we'll spend 4 out of our 5 money to go ahead and buy that. And we're going to gain a new token, EO5. So now whenever we do combat going forward, we'll actually be throwing 4 instead of 3 of these combat tokens. Sweet. Now, this is a weapon item, so I will not be able to get another weapon item unless I sell this one first. For our third and final action, let's go ahead and move, and we can kind of determine where we want to go based on where our dice bring us. We can, remember, anytime you want to go on the road, you can use any die symbol for that. So we can always march down the road if we'd like, but if we want to move into here, which is kind of appealing, that's actually going to cost us 2 water, which is, I think, 1 out of the 6 sides. Let's go ahead and roll our dice up, and I don't think I've ever seen a die like that. That is crazy. I'll go ahead and re-roll this one. There we go. Well, I guess it was meant to be, because we have the 2 symbols to get there, with that being a wild. So let's get to here, and next round we can have another combat encounter. That was a much quicker round. Let's go back to Laurel. Laurel will spend her 2 actions doing this adventure. This is what's always interesting in this game. You have specific types of events in each of the decks. So usually you have an option of do this or that for your social ones. You usually have combat in your combat ones, and explorations are usually quests. Well, I just seem to be getting the ones that don't normally fit that, because we have a quest here inside of our social cards. But you know, it's random. So we have the family business. She says she's your aunt, but you don't look much alike. Still, it's been a while since you've visited, and Everton is pleasant this time of year, so we can spend 1 to 3 actions if we go to Everton. Depending upon what we spend, we can smuggle jewels, take your auntie out to lunch, or wander the streets. And remember, whichever one of these we do, we gain this card as a trophy, and then we get these benefits. So like this one, if we can do this, and then we can test our mind, and we succeed, we can gain 4 money, and then take this card as a trophy, even if we fail it. Of course, Everton is way up here, and Laurel is way down here. So we've got 1 more action. Let's go ahead and see where the dice bring us. We'll roll our 3 dice. Let's go ahead and skip past Market Town. That's on the road, I believe, so we can use any die for that. And then we'll go ahead and use both of these, so we are fishing out another combat. Because you know, we love combat, even if we lost last time. Speaking of which, Master Thrawn going to go ahead and do a combat adventure, spending his first 2 actions. Here we have a Moonbeam Cat. Ooh, this is a mystic. This is going to look interesting. If we can defeat him, we gain 2 money. And you can see here, he has 6 health. We're going to be using the purple ones here, and we have the ability at the top. If there are any of these surges in your pool at the end of combat, you get to deal 1 physical damage. Those 5 against our 4. Let's see what we get. And of course, I threw this one on its side. Let's go ahead and recast that. Well, I think it's safe to say the Moonbeam Cat has initiative. So we have first using his agility, flip a blank, we don't have one, otherwise force your foe to recast his or her highest value token. I would say the highest value is probably this one, because well, it can cast damage back and forth. So let's go ahead and make us recast this one. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I did it. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and just use this to cast 1 point of magic damage. Now, this card says this enemy takes 2 damage instead for each magic damage that's not blocked. But he has a copy, and this says, copy shields in response to damage, otherwise copy the highest attack, which he doesn't have, but I believe he'd use this copy or tactics token to block that 1 point of magic damage, so he's all right. Then he's going to double one of these, so he's going to get a total of, 2 and 1, so let's do it this way, 2 and 1 of his surges, which is pretty terrible. We're then going to do this, though, so we're going to double one of our magic. He will then activate, let's see, you're supposed to go from bottom up, and he does have full moon, recast up to 3 of your spent tokens, so I think he can do that. So he's going to use these 2, and I believe it would count and include these ones. So let's go ahead and recast these 3 tokens. I think he's just trying to mess with me, really. The nice thing is, though, because he did that, I do believe I can actually take him out here, because I'm going to deal him 2 magic plus 1. So whenever you do a combat action, you can spend all of one type of tokens. So I can spend all my magic here. This is a 2 because it's doubled. This is 1 magic for 3, and then all of that's not going to be blocked, so that's actually 6 damage. That's just going to kill the Moonbeam Cat right there. Beautiful. I think actually he's set up the best to take on this Moonbeam Cat. So he'll gain 2 money. That'll put him at a total of 3. And we're going to gain a trophy. And then on top of that, we're going to go ahead and discard this skill to exert and use our teleport. So we're going to be able to move 3 spaces. So I might have an idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him move 1, 2, 3. Now you can see I put this token here. This is just to remind myself that that's one of our quest areas, but it's also a town, which is great because if I can get Laurel to send over that quest to, she might be going, actually that's your aunt, that's not my aunt. Why don't you check this out? So tell Master Thorn about that. Master Thorn can do that and gain whatever benefit it is, which would be kind of cool. That'll end this round. Let's move ourselves down by 1, and we'll go back to Laurel's turn. Laurel's ready for a combat. What do you guys think? Spending 2 actions to go ahead and flip this. Bandits on the road. A ragged group of mountain bandits announces its presence with an arrow that whizzes past your head. Your gold or your life, they shout at you. Convince the bandits that you are not to be trifled with, or fight the bandits back, test your body, take 3 damage, and reduce this amount by 1 for each success. If you got at least 1 success, gain 1 money and take this card as a trophy. So knowing Laurel, she's just going to go ahead and attack these guys. She's not looking at trying to convince them. So she's going to test her body. That's 2. What we're going to do is we're going to take our skill deck. We're going to flip the top 2 cards over, and we're going to look for stars that would be up here, and of course we don't have any. Bummer. So that means we failed. We'll take 3 points of damage. However, I can exert, and I can exert as many times as I want to draw additional cards. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to exert using Intimidating. So I'll use that, or I'll discard that to go ahead and exert again. Beautiful. That's 1 success. Do I want to exert another time? I think that's good. I think I'll leave it the way it is. So that means we're going to take 2 points of damage. That's not terrible. We have 6 health, and I think we're going to go to a city so we can heal up. And then what we get is 1 gold, so that'll be our 3rd gold, and we get to take this as a trophy. 3 gold isn't wonderful, but I think I'm still for my 3rd action, and I'm just going to move because it's on the road, so it doesn't matter what we roll. We get to roll 3 dice. We're going to move ourselves over to Donsmore. Once per turn, while we're in a city or a town, what we can do is mail something to one of our cohorts. What we can do is place 1 gold, 1 skill from our hand, 1 quest, or 1 rumor on this card and deliver it to any hero. You can send or receive envelopes in any city or town. So I'm going to go ahead and give this family business, saying that is definitely your aunt, Master Thorn. Please take that. Master Thorn then is in a city or a town right now, so he can go ahead and just claim this so that on his turn he can actually resolve that quest. Speaking of which, we'll go to Master Thorn's turn. He's definitely going to do this. He's going to test his mind, which by the way is 3. So we're going to flip 3 cards, and we'll gain 4 gold as long as we succeed. And no matter what, we're going to claim this as a trophy. This does mean it's going to take his entire turn, but I still think it's a good idea. Oh boy, maybe not. 1, 2, 3. Oh, beautiful. There it is. I mean, I could have exerted, but I only have 2 cards in hand. and I really, really, really want to be able to do this one. 4 gold means we have a total of 7 money. We are rich. And we have this as a trophy. That gives us 1 of each type for our trophies. We'll move our time marker down 1 more space, and now this means we have our next story event. The Baron's Aid. When all of Terranoth is threatened, the Council of 13 acts as one to protect the realm. With the return of High Lord Margath, the Barons are offering a bounty on dragon lore in the hopes that some brave adventurer will discover the secret to Margath's defeat. Each hero gains 1 money for each lore they have. Well, we don't have any lore. Each hero who does not have any lore gains 1 lore. Cool. So we're each going to gain lore. That's what these are. So we'll each have 1 of those. Laurel is in Donsmore. So the first thing she's going to do is try and shop. We're going to, oh no, we have a twist card. This one says local trouble. Looks like someone has it out for you. Those blasted bandits. They must have had a friend. Test your body to defend yourself against the beating. If you fail, take 4 damage. Well, our body stat is at 2, so let's go ahead and reveal 2 cards. Oh, beautiful. We have a success. She fought them off, no problem. We still get to replace that with a new card, and we have the, what is this, repeating crossbow? That looks cool. That costs 10. Okay, we have 3 money. I was already planning on this. We're going to go ahead and buy these ornaments for our first action. Its trade value is worth 7 money. But what we have to do is we have to spend an action in a shrine to trade this card. At the end of each round, you have to test... Oh man, you have to get a +1 on this. We're going to have to test our spirit +1. If you fail, discard this card. So our spirit is 1, but it's test that +1, so we'll get to draw 2 cards. If we succeed, we can keep this, but if we fail, we have to drop it. Action 2, we're going to run like a madwoman towards a shrine. And that's a great roll. With these 3 dice, we can move 1, 2, and 3, move ourselves to here. And then action 3, we can get ourselves over here to the Hunter's Circle. We're going to run over there, and then we have to spend an action next round to trade in that good so we can get 7 money. But we are going to have to test, and I'm going to do it now so I don't forget. I'm going to test our spirit, which +1, so we're going to draw 2 cards. Here's our skill deck, 1 and 2. Oh, yes, we have a success. Well, I totally forgot that this does not take an action. When I want to learn a skill, I can do this before any action. So I could have done this last round once I obtained this third trophy, but doesn't matter. So this is not an action. I'm going to go ahead and learn this by spending 1 social, 1 combat, and 1 exploration trophy. And now my hand size is +2 because my spirit is 2. And then my health is +2, so now my health is 10. Beautiful, but I will have to discard all 3 of these, and then this is no longer in my hand, it's out on the table. I then only have 1 skill card in hand, so the first thing I'm going to do this round for my first action is train, so I'm going to draw 4 more. Oh, here's a cooperative one where if we team up, that would be cool to have. Oh, here's another one. I'm realizing I only drew 4, but now I can actually hold 6, so let me draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now I need to decide what I want to do. The one I'm going to discard is Discipline. As good as it is, once again, my total body is 0, so I can have no skills for that. I can have these skills because they are cooperative skills or party skills. So what will happen with those is if ever we're together as a party, adventuring together, we would get those benefits. For Master Thorn's action 2, he's just going to take 1 step to move here. Now, we can't reveal this because that costs 2 actions, but with the Unbreakable Bonds expansion, you can actually save 1 action from the round previous. So I'm going to save 1 action so we have 4 next round. We've ended this round. We'll go ahead and move this down 1 space. This means now all adventure tokens that are flipped over will be refreshed unless we have a hero standing in a space of 1. And I know Master Thorn is standing in 1, but it's already refreshed, so we don't have to worry about it. Well, I think we all know what Laurel's first action is going to be. We are going to trade this in for $7 beautiful dollars. We're then going to try our hand in moving. And I don't like that. So I'm going to go ahead and use my ability to re-roll these. And I still don't like that. So I'm going to use a tail to tell. Discard that to exert. I'm going to keep these 2. Come on. I need this to be a wild or water. Or a wild works. We have to use our wild here because we're going over the river. And so I needed either a water one or a wild. And then we'll use a forest to move to here. So that's our second action. And then our third action, we're just going to save. Or I could train because I've got only 2. No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to save this because I have a plan. Master Thorn will go ahead and spend 2 out of his 4 actions to do an explore. The Midnight March. An annual race commemorates Sir Parlin's Midnight March when he crossed at River Watch and returned by sunrise. We have to spend an action to explore the Zadriak crossing. You want to know where that quest is? We're over here. That quest is way over here. I'm not sure I'm going to be getting to that one. We still do have 2 actions. Let's see what we get for movement. Let's go ahead and check out this social one, this social adventure. So we'll move over here for action 3, and then action 4 will move here. So next round, we can check that out. Let's go ahead and move to the next round. Laurel has 4 actions this round, so let's go ahead and explore this one for 2. One Man's Trash. You approach a small hamlet, and the entire population turns out to greet you. They lay their gifts in your path, begging for your blessing. Gather the few items of value in exchange for your blessing. Gain 2 money and discard this card. Or test your spirit, which for us is 1, to convince them that their gifts should be shared with the poor. Take this card as a trophy and draw 1 social card. Okay, Laurel. She's not going to mind being asked to bless things, and she wants money. So yeah, she's definitely going to discard the card for 2 gold. Action 3, let's go ahead and try and move. It always feels good to be wanted, right? We're going to use both of these to move to here, and then we're going to save an action again, so we'll have 4 actions next round. Master Thrawn will spend his 2 actions out of 3 to check out this social adventure. The Runesmith. A friendly dwarf shares knowledge of a secret runesmith who tends the fires in the heart of Yurthwhite's forge. Test your mind -1, so that would be 2, to read between the lines and praise the dwarf's work. Gain 1 asset of cost 4 or less from any market and take this card as a trophy. Or test our spirit, which is 2, to have the dwarf share more than just useless rumors. Take a goods from any market and discard this card. I like the idea of getting an asset that costs 4, so let's do a test of 2. We have our deck here. We will flip 2. That's a fail. That's a fail. Okay, that means we can definitely exert. I've got tons of cards here. I'm going to go ahead and exert Cautious to flip another one. Ah, dang it. Let's do Local Quests. I don't think I'm going to do that one. There we go. There's a success. Awesome. So we're going to gain a good that, or what is it? An asset that costs 4 or less from any marketplace. We're going to go ahead and grab the Dead Man's Compass. You can adventure in a hex adjacent to a face-up adventure gem instead of in that gem's hex. That's pretty cool. We'll then replace that with an Inscribed Robes. Look at this. +2 spirit, and it's 2 magic. It costs 9 though. Let's spend our 3rd action moving. Oh, that's nice. What's cool about this is we can go 1, 2, and then 3, and then next time we can actually do an adventure here because we're adjacent to it. I kind of like that card. We'll go ahead and move to the next round, and this means we're going to do our next story card. Just so you know, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more rounds, and then we're ending Act 1. Whew, that went fast. We have the Dragon Cave. This lair remains empty. Perhaps you can discover something useful within its depths. A story quest. Place 2 lore on this card. If there's no lore left on this card, remove the story quest token from the board and discard this card. We can spend an action to explore this hex. If you roll 2 mountains, take 1 lore from this card. Well, that's not too close to Laurel, considering she's way over here, but Master Thrawn was planning on coming over here to the forge, so he might go and check that out. Let's go ahead and move to Laurel's turn. Laurel will spend 2 of her 4 actions checking out the Howling Valley. Threads of Fate. A witch offers to cast spells for you that will intertwine your destiny with those of other heroes of the land. Heck yeah. Each hero may spend 1 money. For each hero that does not, you may perform 1 action for free. Discard this card. Or test your spirit +1, so that would be 2. Each hero gains money equal to the number of successes. Take this card as a trophy. Heck yeah, let's do that one. We've got our skill deck here. Let's flip 1 success, 2 successes. Well, that's $2. Let's keep going. We'll discard Dual Wield to draw another one. No successes. Let's spend this one. That means we have no skills in our hand. Bummer. I should have just left them. I was trying to be greedy. But 2 money for each. That will give Master Thorn a total of 9 money, and we'll have a total of 11. We still have 2 actions. Let's go ahead and roll dice for 1, and we'll move ourselves 1, 2, 3. And then we'll do for our final action just to move into Donsmore, so next round we can do something there. Master Thorn will go ahead and check out this adventure token for 2. Remember, his equipment is allowing us to do that from an adjacent space. We have Lavirex's treasure. It is said that Dragon Lord Lavirex's raided cities and castles from the confines of the Tanglewood during the Dragon Wars. If we look here, the Tanglewood is very close to Laurel. Our third action, let's go ahead and travel. I'm not entirely sure why I rolled dice. Didn't really matter. We're just going to get ourselves to here. We'll move to the next round, and then what I think we're going to do with Laurel, she has 2 damage. We're going to rest for action 1 to heal those 2 points of damage. Then for action 2, we're going to shop. We currently have 11 bucks. That's pretty awesome. And because of that, I don't know why I wouldn't get this. +1 initiative. Whenever you are win the initiative, you get to deal 1 automatic damage to your foe. Yes, please. 3, 6, 9 +1 is 10. And we're going to get a 2 physical damage or an agility that is giving us initiative tokens. So that's EO8. The final thing we're going to do is train because we have no skills in our hand. So we're going to draw 4. We've got aggressive. We've got divine missile. We have bulked up. And we have the pursuit of strength. And you know what? I feel like aggressive actually really matches our character now that we have that token where we want initiative. This is going to give us +1 initiative. I can spend any 2 trophies for this. I have 1 of each of these. I will discard both of those. I'm going to play this out. This is one of my 2 body skills that I can have. But now I always have +1 initiative because, yeah, Laurel is definitely aggressive. Moving to Master Thorn, he's going to go to the Forge and spend his 9 money. I think it's safe to say we know what we want for our 9 money, but let's go ahead and reveal our next one. We have Gossip. You hear something that piques your interest. You may refresh an adventure gem of your choice. Okay, I'll do that in a second. Let's go ahead and see what our other card is. We have a Spy Master. Trade value of 4. You may spend 1 trophy. Oh, it has to be a social trophy. That's really cool. You can spend 1 city trophy to trade for this card. Oh, we have one of those. Oh, you know what we could do? Yeah, that's 4 money. Well, for right now, let's spend our 9 gold to go ahead and get our inscribed robes. I mean, that's awesome. +2 mind, and this token will be awesome. A 2 magic token, I will definitely take that. So, yeah, we will grab that one. That's our 5th one of those. And then I think for our third action, I was thinking of moving, but actually I think I might, and I need to remember this. I'll do this when I go back to the board. But I think I'm going to do another shop. Let's do another shop. And we've got our stone armor here. -1 initiative. No, I don't want that. We'll go ahead and just buy this Spy Master. And then I think we can just do this in a city. Yeah, because it's not an action. You may spend 1 trophy in a city, and I'm going to gain 4 bucks. So I'll go ahead and do that. Let's refresh this token. Not that I think it's really going to matter. I did almost forget. I want to go ahead and send this Leviatrix treasure quest over to Laurel, and since she's in the city, she can claim this right away. We'll move to that next round, and you know where she's going to try and go, over here. We'll give our 3 dice a roll. That should work. We'll use 1 green and 1 forest to move into here for action 1. And action 2, let's try and complete this quest. What we're hoping for is a wild and 2 forests if we can. Come on. We've got a wild and not 2 forests. Now, we can, I believe, use our pathfinding experience, our ability. Once per turn, you may reroll all of your terrain dice. So I have to reroll all of them. Come on, come on. A wild and 2 greens. Oh my gosh, I've got a wild and 1 green. I am so close. Let's go ahead. I don't think I want to keep this one. Let's discard this one to reroll this one. Come on, it can be a wild or a green. Beautiful. Not a green, forest, but that's it. We've got a wild and 2 forests. So this is awesome, you guys. We just raided a dragon lair. Discard cards from the asset deck until you discard an asset costing at least 7 money. You may either take that asset or gain 7 money. Here we have our asset deck. Let's see, that's 6 cost. That's a twist. This one's 12. We can definitely take that. It is clothing. We only have a weapon. So this one gives us the first time you are dealt foe damage each combat round, reduce that amount by 1. Wow. And we can get 2 shield with this. DO9, thank you very much. We are taking that. I've got one more action, but I'm sitting on an adventure token, so I think I'm going to save that action for Laurel, so she'll have 4 next time. Let's move to Master Thorn. So Master Thorn's got $4. I think what I'm going to do is spend 1 action just to move here, and then spend 2 actions to check out a combat. We have an orc brigand that's hanging out in that forest. Let's see if we can take him out. He's got 6 health. Let's do this. I wanted to make sure to do a combat before we move to Act 2, because Act 2 we're going to give the enemies 1 additional difficult token that they're going to be dropping. So it's still going to be 5 to R5 now. And this is a warrior, so it's just using the basic warrior sheet. Let's give our tokens a shake and drop them out. It looks like here we have 3 to the initiative of 2, so we're going to go first. I think it makes the most sense to just hammer at him right now. 2, 3, 4. We're just going to deal him 4 out of the 6 of his damage. Yeah, you can see how much more powerful we are. He's going to use this to flip this over to a double. We will then use this one. Now we could either... No, you know what? Yeah, oh, this will be another point of damage. So let's go ahead and use this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend this one just to flip this over. So you can either use that agility to flip one of your own tokens or have them recast. He's then going to double one of his. We'll then hit him with a charge. So he's 1 health away from getting killed. But then he's going to do 2, 3, 4, plus 1 is 5 damage to us. However, our health is, because of this, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because we got plus 2 to our spirit. That's insane. Yeah, Master Thorn is pretty awesome. All right, we're going to take him out, so let's cast again. Come on, combat tokens, let me take him out. Poor guy has no chance. We have 2 here to his 1 for the initiative. We'll spend this for 2 magic damage. This blocks 1. It would normally block 2 if it was physical damage, but it's not. We just took out that orc brigand. So we'll gain 2 more money. That'll give us 6, and we'll get a combat trophy. We'll move our Act token 1 down. We only have 2 more rounds before we go to Act 2. Cult Town. The villagers in Brightvale have fallen under the sway of a terrible cult calling itself the Dread. To discover the Dread's connection to Margath's return, you'll have to survive their initiation. Story quest. Place 1 lore on this card. A hero rolls 1 train die whenever he or she enters this hex. If the hero rolls a plains, he or she takes 2 damage and continues rolling and taking damage until they do not roll a plains. Then, after doing so, you can take 1 lore from this card. Well, look here. That is so close to Laurel, 2 spaces away. Getting lore is super helpful. I'll show you at the beginning of Act 2 what it does. But the big thing is that's only 2 spaces away, and she has 4 actions. She can spend 2 doing her combat, and then action 3 to move here, and action 4 to do this. Well, this should be interesting. She found a giant. First an ogre, then a giant. This is a warrior, so it's another warrior mat. We haven't found any tricksters. Remember, though, she does have +1 to an initiative, and she's also dropping 5 tokens now again, compared to the 5 of the giant, because he's also a warrior. Let's go ahead and start off combat. We have 3 initiative compared to his 1, so I think we're going to go first. The first thing we are going to do is just use this single point of damage, spend that, and that will be blocked by this 1 shield. Beautiful. Remember, it has +1 if it was there, but I only spent 1, so now I can deal the 2 points of damage. He's then going to go ahead and double this, which is brutal, because that's going to do avalanche. Let me show you this. That'll deal 5 damage to our opponent, but our opponent can explore and reduce that amount by the number of mountain results. Yeah, so he is no pushover. Then what I think we're going to do, I'm going to use this for a total of 2 damage to him. So that's 2 out of his 9. Oh, and I almost forgot. We had +1 initiative, and since we have +2, actually, we have +2 initiative. Whenever you win the initiative, I also dealt him 1 point of damage. So that actually would have taken that 1 physical shield here from before. So when we did that 1 point of damage from before, that would actually deal 3 points of damage to him. So let me just take this a step back so you understand. So we won the initiative. That would have used this to block that damage. Then I spent this for 1, and I spent this for 2. So that's why he has 3 damage. Then he's going to deal us 2 damage, which we have here. The first time you are dealt damage, each combat round reduce that amount by 1. Unfortunately, we have a 2 shield here, so we're going to have to use it up anyways, which is a bummer to block that. Then it's back to us. We're going to use this, and we're going to recast this token, hoping for the 2 more physical damage. Come on, 2 more physical damage? No, we didn't get it. That means then he'll go ahead and deal us 5 damage. Yeah, but we can explore to reduce that. We're looking for mountains or wilds would be my guess. Yeah, there's none of those, but I believe I can use pathfinding for this because it's considered an explore. Oh, beautiful. That's 2 of them. So we took 3 damage from that hit. I won't complain too much about that because I'll use this now to flip this one over to the 2 physical damage. He'll have to pass. I'll use that. So now he has 5 out of his 9 points of damage. Yeah, we should be able to take him out. We'll give him a shake and drop him again. Looking here, we once again have the initiative, so we'll go ahead and deal 1 point of damage. He'll block that with his shield. Then I think I'm going to spend this to flip this one over. No. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spend this one to flip this one over to a 2 times. Beautiful. He's then going to use this. He try and flip one of his blanks. Otherwise, he's going to force us to recast this token. Come on, stay at the 2 hits. Beautiful. Because it's at the 2 hits, we'll go ahead and use our tactics to copy that for 2 total damage. That will put him at 7. He will then double here, and then we'll go ahead and take him out with 2 more physical damage. That's 9. We only took 3 damage against this giant, 3 money, and we gained a trophy. That means we have a total of $4. I think I'm going to use the 2 trophies that I have here to go ahead and learn the Divine Missile, so we can spend 1 surge to deal 1 magic damage. Our action 3 out of 4, let's go ahead and train 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I have to discard one of these. I think I'm going to have to discard this Purest of Strength because I don't really want my spirit to be 0. For Master Thorn's turn, I think all he's going to do is move into here for action 1. Action 2, he's going to heal his 5 points of damage. And action 3, we're going to shop and hope we find something that we can buy for $6. Wait a second, I almost forgot Laurel's 4th action, because she got 4 actions this round. She's going to try and move for that 4th action. That was a terrible roll. She can use the Wild to move here. She couldn't even get into the spot, the Bright Veil. We'll go ahead and draw a card into our marketplace. We have sale. Everything must go, and at these prices, everything will. During this shop action, all assets in this market cost 1 less, and you may buy 1 additional asset. Oh, cool. Okay, then we'll flip this one. Ah, bummer, it's 10. So I have 6 money. What do I want to do? I mean, I could buy this farmer's cart for free. I mean, I might as well. It's going to be free. We can hold 2 goods at once. Well, at least later I could potentially sell it. Oh, wait a second. I can sell before I buy. You know what that means? I'm going to go ahead and sell this Moonbeam flail. This is cool. This is going to be 4 money. I'm going to have to give up that token. That's EO5. Doing that, though, will give me 4 money, plus the 6 that I have. I can actually buy this Arcane Bolt. And this has magic from this token cannot be blocked. That's cool, and it actually only cost me 9, so I'll get $1 back. But I had to give up a token for that, but that is such a better token for me, FO7. I'm realizing I could still buy this farmer's cart. I might as well, because I can always sell it later for 1 additional gold, if nothing else. 1 more round until Act 1 is done. I'll refresh all of the gems. No one's standing in the gems, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm realizing I needed to draw another item for the forge, so we have 3 over there. We have the Guardian Axe. Moving to Laurel's turn, I think we're going to try and move first. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's go ahead and use 2 of these to move here, and then do our 2nd and 3rd action to check this out. Harvest Festival. The locals are throwing their annual festival, even though they had a lean harvest. Become delayed to join in. Heal all damage and train for free. Well, I'd heal for 3. Also test our body to become a guest of honor and take this card as a trophy. Well, we could do that with a 2. Or test our mind, which is 2, to teach the locals new farming techniques to improve their next harvest. Gain 1 trophy. And I'm assuming that would be on top of this card, so you'd actually gain a total of 2 trophies, and you get to choose which one. If you get at least 2 successes, also gain 1 money. Discard this card. Oh, so you gain any trophy, but you discard the card. I mean, delayed isn't the end of the world. We just have to spend an action. I'm going to do the get delayed and see if we can get this as a trophy. Here's our 4 cards in hand. Let's go ahead and do our train for free. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then what we can do, well, we have to discard down. We're also going to heal so we have no damage. And then we'll do our test. I think I'm going to keep these 4, and then I think my goal, I know I'm on absolute opposite sides of the map, but I'm hoping that we can get ourselves together and start utilizing some of these party skills. Because like this one, once per round, a hero in the party may gain a prepare token. That means they get 4 actions. Or this one, once per round, another hero in your party may exert to add 1 terrain die to your roll or re-roll any number of your terrain dice. I mean, that's so awesome. Let us move around a little bit better. Yeah, and then these 2 are good too. But now let's do our testing of our body. So we're going to grab our skill deck. We have to test our body, which is 2. 1, 2. Yeah, we got a success. Great. That means we get to keep this card as a trophy. Master Thorn knows he needs to go and check out this cave. But with all of the gems refreshing, yeah. Spend 1 action, 2 to flip this over for his 3. Let's go ahead and do 1 more combat to end Act 1. Well, today must be Ogre Day. We found another Ogre. Let's see how Master Thorn does against this Ogre compared to Laurel when she was not as powered up. We'll give our tokens a drop. And of course, it looks like this one's on its side. Let's redo that one. There we go. Right now, it's 2 initiative to 1. So actually, the Ogre wins, except for it has -1 initiative. So that means it's 2 to 2. So I think the first thing we're going to do is Master Thorn is going to use his 2 Surge to use his Mind Meld, and that means for the rest of the time when he takes any damage, he's going to deal that same amount of damage to the Ogre. I love that. The Ogre's then going to use this to flip this over for damage. We're then going to double this magic damage here. This one will then double the physical damage here. We'll then deal 2, 4, 5, 6 magic damage to the Ogre. The Ogre then will deal 2, 3, 4, 5 damage to us, and with that 5 plus the 6, kill himself. That's amazing. So the Ogre will gain 3 gold, so we'll have 4 in total, and we have a combat trophy. What a great way to end Act 1. We'll grab this token from the end of the board, place it all the way back up on the top with the 2 showing instead of the 1, and now all of these combat tokens are now going to be added to our enemy tokens. So they're going to get just a little bit more powerful, just like us, kind of catching up to us. Currently, we each only have 1 lore. We really need to work on that. Lore can be used for either of the following. Before each set of combat rounds, any hero may spend 1 lore to choose which hero casts Margath's villain token, instead of it being the first player. Also, a hero may spend 1 lore to block 1 damage that would be dealt to any hero. So yeah, lore is going to be super helpful in our boss fight. Right now, I really focused in Act 1 leveling up. I feel like we did pretty well with that. I'm a little worried about Master Thorn. He has no armor, and Laurel doesn't seem to be as powerful for damage. So maybe they can work together in tandem. We'll find out. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle. Now, he doesn't come out quite yet. He'll show his face at Skydown after the second story card of Act 2. That gives us a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds before he shows up. When he shows up, we don't have to defeat him right away, but at the end of each round, he's going to start moving towards Tanalier. He's going to show up in Skydown, and he only has to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total spaces to get to Tanalier. And what's going to happen is at the end of each round, we're going to roll 5 of these dice, and for every wild, he's going to take 1 step forward. Yeah, so my goal is, within these 6 rounds, we're going to try and, well, first of all, get some lore, and then try and meet up somewhere over here. So then that way, as a team together, we can take him on. That's the hope. Let's start Act 2. I forgot to show you guys that when Laurel had all that fun at that festival, she did get delayed, so we'd lay her on her side. That means she has to spend 1 action to stand back up. Then let's go ahead and try and move over here. She gets to roll 3 dice, and that's actually not great. So I'm going to use my pathfinding ability to re-roll these up. Perfect, I've got 2 planes. That means for action 2, we're just going to move into this space, and now we have to look at this card. A hero rolls 1 terrain die whenever they enter this hex. If the hero rolls up planes, they take 2 damage and continue rolling, taking damage until they no longer roll up planes. I'm at 8 health, so I can do this 4 times. 1, that's 2 damage. 2, that's 4 damage. Oh man. 6, okay, so I took 4 damage, but I'm no longer having to roll any dice. They've initiated me. Now, for our third action, we'll simply spend an action to take 1 lore from this card. This will be our second lore. Master Thorn is going to start off by learning a new skill. He is going to learn the Pursuit of Magic, which is kind of thematic, minus the fact that it's actually making his mind go down by 1. So normally it's at a 3, now it's down to a 2, but his total spirit, by the way, is 2 for 6 now. And remember, that means he has plus 6 cards in hand and plus 6 health. That's why I wanted to do that, but I had to spend both of my treasures to place this out. Our second action, we're going to train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go ahead and, how many do we get to hold? 2, 4, 6. We get to hold 6. We'll discard down to 6. All of these look pretty good, but this is the one I'm going to try and get if possible. Coordinated attack. And remember, this is a party one, so we can actually work together to get this. So we already have 1 trophy. Laurel has 1 social trophy, but we do need another combat trophy, a total of 3. Once per combat round, as a combat action, another hero in your party can cast 1 of their tokens into your combat pool. Wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah, I definitely want to do that. That was action 1. Let's see how much we can move for action 2. Unfortunately, I was hoping for either a wild or some sort of mountain. We didn't get it, so I'm just going to use this to move here. And then action 3, we're going to heal ourselves to full because we had 5 points of damage. So now we won't have any. Time is ticking quickly. Let's read our next story event. Wisdom of the Gods. Compared to the gods, even the greatest heroes are but a speck of dust in a windstorm. This is a story quest. Place 3 lore on this card. If there's no lore left, remove this story quest from the board and discard this card. You can spend an action, spend a trophy to take 1 lore from this card, and train for free. You know, that's not too far away from Laurel, so after she does a couple more things, we might want to head ourselves over there. Laurel is currently in a town, so she's going to spend an action to rest. She'll heal up that 4 damage from those blasted cultists, and then let's see if she can move. She already dealt with a quest and a combat action in Tanglewood. She's ready to go back. She's healed up. Let's use both of these to go here. She has 1 additional action. She'll simply do a prepare action to keep that left over for next round. Master Thorn's going to go ahead and do a shop action to start off with. He has a total of 4 money. Oh yeah, but you know what? I'm going to be able to sell the farmer's cart, thank you very much, to gain us 1 money. And so that's a total of 5. Let's go ahead and get the elven boots. I mean, hey, it's +1 for exploring and moving, and it may give us an additional physical damage. I'll take it. Action 2, let's try and move if we can. Oh, look at that, 3 mountains and a wild. That's absolutely beautiful. How often do you have that happen? I was thinking it was going to take us a whole turn to get over to this cave. Not so much. Our third action, we're going to try and explore that cave. We're looking for wilds or mountains. 2 of them to be exact. And we got 1 wild. That's it. Bummer. So we did not find anything so far. If we do, we would be able to gain 1 lore. But that will be it for this round. I need to remember it's going to take us some time to get together. I'm hoping to do this combat action with Laurel, and then maybe she can start jetting over. But she's actually closer than Master Thorn, and Master Thorn gets to roll 4 dice now, so maybe this will work out. Laurel has those 4 actions this round. We'll spend 2 to check out this combat token. We have ourselves a great dragon. He is savage, so because of that, when you engage your foe in combat, deal 1 damage. That means that Laurel already has 1 damage out of her 8 health. We'll give our tokens a good shake and drop them in. Currently, the dragon has 1, 2, 3 initiative. Laurel only has 1, but she gets +1 from being aggressive and +1 because of her repeating crossbow. So that's 3 to 3. Since we attacked, we win. Beautiful. We're going to deal a point of damage because of that, and that'll remove this shield. That's a good thing. This also means we get to go first. And let's see. We've got... Man, what do we want to do? I think let's just simply start off with the 2 physical damage right off the bat. 2 damage. He only has 5 health. He's then going to use all 3 of these, and we cannot block this with our shields. So that will deal 3 unblockable damage to us. That puts us at 4 damage in total. Oof. Then what we can do is, let's see, let's use this to deal 1 magic damage. So that will be his 3rd damage to him. Perfect. Then he'll deal 2 damage to us with this. We'll block that with our 2 shield here. Actually, we would only need to use our 1 shield, plus we have our obsidian scale mail. And you can see it. That was the first of the skull damage. That's why I didn't use it for when he did the charge damage. Then it's back to us. Let's use this to recast one of our tokens. We're going to recast this one. Come on, I want to see damage. Beautiful. The Great Dragon has no more tokens to use, so he'll pass, and we'll deal 2 more physical damage to him, killing him. Now, we can either gain 2 gold or 1 lore. I'm going lore at this point, but I am going to get this as a trophy as well. For our 3rd action, let's go ahead and simply move. We'll use both of these to move in to Donsmore. There's nothing there that I want, but we have 1 more action. Let's try shopping once. Let's just see if we can find something. Here we have our 3 items in Donsmore. We'll draw another one. We have work at the shop. A shopkeep needs some assistance. Instead of buying an asset, you may become delayed to gain 1 buck. We have 4 bucks versus 5. Oh, delayed though, but no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Okay, we'll draw the next one. This is 3. We could buy it. It just gives us a surge, and we can spend 1 surge mischief. Remove 1 of your foe's tokens not showing in initiative. Oh, we don't have an equipment. Sure, why the heck not? I mean, it'll at least give us an initiative too if we flip the surge as well. So we'll have 1 coin left, and we'll grab FO2. We're going to go back to Master Thorn. He's going to keep searching that cave, looking for mountain symbols. And we got 1 wild, so let's go ahead. Let's see. This, I don't think I'm going to want this blessed weapon. Let's exert that to re-roll this one. Come on, be a wild or mountains. Wild! Beautiful. We can spend both of those and gain 1 lore. 1 of the 2 lore found. We have a total of 2 lore, and Laurel has 3 lore. Wow, lots of L's. Should we try for the other one? Why the heck not? I've got skills to burn if I need to. Let's do it. Master Thorn and his bright mind and strong spirit will find absolutely none. So let's go ahead and just, I'm not going to try and exert for that much. We'll just do a final action. All 3. And we've got, beautiful, both of those. That will get us the 3rd lore. We'll discard the Dragon Cave story quest. We have 2 more rounds, you guys. 2 more rounds. Laurel's going to go ahead and spend her first action healing. She's going to rest. She has no damage now instead of the 4. Action 2, let's go ahead and move. 3 dice for her movement. We'll go ahead and move 1, 2, 3 for her action 2. And then she will save again, her 3rd action. Or I could prepare. No, I think I've got enough. Yeah, I'm just going to simply save my 3rd action. Master Thorn is 1 away from a combat adventure, but I'm thinking instead, because Laurel is actually on 1, instead I'm thinking I'm going to have him do the social one that's close to him. Hopefully he won't take any damage, maybe he can get it as a trophy, and then we can put out that one where we can work together as a team. Let's see. Oh, that's a beautiful roll. We're going to move ourselves right here for action 1. And then action 2 and 3, I think this is the coolest skill ever, being able to do that without actually having to be there. Let's go ahead and do that social event. This is an awesome event. Helpful ally. You hear there's a great hero who roams the land and can aid you on your quest. Yeah, her name's Laurel. Rumor, keep this card. You may spend 1 action in the same hex as another hero to look and learn a skill from their hand for free. Then that hero gains this card as a trophy. Or we could test these things to be inspired by the hero's deeds and take this card as a trophy. Nah, why would we not do this? I mean, you can tell this is kind of set up for the semi-co-op, but as a cooperative, this is amazing. Here we go. We are going to have to spawn the dragon. The Collector. A collector of ancient artifacts lives in a small hut on the fringes of Greenwood. To gain her assistance, you must first prove that you are a mighty warrior. Story quest. Place 2 lore on this card. If there's no lore left, we discard it. Spend 1 action and test either your spirit or your body. If you get at least 2 successes, take 1 lore from this card. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing for Master Thorn. He would be doing 2, 4, 6. He'd be flipping 6 cards. I'm pretty sure there's no chance we're going to get over there. That's where that is. Because the dragon is going to come out right here. At the end of the round, I'm rolling those 5 dice. You guys see how many wilds I roll. He's going to move quick. Okay, we're going to start with Laurel this turn. She has 4 actions, so she's going to spend 2 to do this combat action. Well, I was hoping for a combat, but instead I found a quest, the Blade of Lorik. Lorik Mountain Troll rode into Smoke Blue Hills to pursue the great dragon Baraxis. After Margath's defeat, he never returned. So we need to explore the Smoke Blue Hills. That would be any of these 3 hills. It's behind the dragon. Do I really want to try and get over there? I don't know. I've got 2 more actions. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I mean, I could get there. Do I want to try? Oh, come on. What's life without a little risk? And we love exploring. Oh, that's actually great. Plains, and then we've got hills. Actually, I just took a look at the map. That's not good. Let's go ahead and use our Pathfinder to re-roll. That's better. We can at least go 1, 2, and 3. If we get to here, then we only need to get a 2. We'd need a water, though, so that's going to be tough. But I think that's doable. Because remember, we're trying to get to this area. Okay, let's try it. Master Thorn over there is yelling at us, wait for us. That roll is actually quite good. We can go 1, 2, so we're cutting across the forest here, and then go 3 and then 4 to move all the way over to here. So that means if we can get into the same spot as Laurel, we could still do our quest. Action 2, I think that will work maybe. It will, only because Laurel is on the road. Thank you, Laurel. So we'll go ahead and do 1, 2, 3. We can use any die for this. And now we can move as a team or as a party for the rest of the game. Awesome. With that helpful ally card, Master Thorn could gain any of the skills in Laurel's hand for free. None of them are great. So instead of doing that, what we're going to do is let Laurel do a train action next round, and then he can do that. So he's going to simply do a prepare action to save an action, so he's got 4 next round. We're at the end of the turn. Let's see how much Margath is going to move, and that's 2, and I haven't even rolled all 5. Here's the 3rd die. No, okay, 2 spaces. Who wants to use a teeny tiny token when I have a huge red dragon we can use from Defenders of the Realm? So he's going to take 2 giant steps forward. He's already a third of the way to Tamalier. Oh boy. Okay, let's move the round marker and move to the next round. We will refresh all of our adventure tokens, and we'll start with Laurel's turn. Our first action will be to try and move. We'll roll 3. That is not what I want, so let's go ahead and use our pathfinding to re-roll these. Okay, that's a wild. That would get us 1, and this is hills. Beautiful. That should work. We're going to move as a party, so we're moving together. 1, 2, so we're going to move into this location. Let's go ahead and check out that quest. We're looking for a hills and a wild. Hills and a wild. Wild, no problem. Hills we did not get. Let's go ahead and exert. Discard that to re-roll this one. Come on, hills. Beautiful. Hills and a wild. This means we discovered a broken artifact. We're going to gain 1 gold, which is pretty much useless. So we have 2 gold, but another lore. That'll give us 4 lore. With that, we can now learn this party skill. We're spending all 3 of our trophies. I think all of those actually came from Laurel. Yep. But now, once per combat round as a combat action, another hero in your party can cast 1 of their tokens into your combat pool. Cool. Our final action, we're going to train. So let's go ahead and draw 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I have to discard down to 4. Here are the 4 that we have. That's good to know because now we're going to move to Master Thorn. Master Thorn is going to do the helpful ally. He'll spend his first action in the same hex as another hero to look at a skill that they have in their hand and learn it for free. And then we're going to have Laurel gain this as a trophy. So I'm thinking this, I wish we could do Reckless, but we can't because our body is 0. So I think I think at this point we've got to do get the jump. Whenever you win initiative, you may recast one of your tokens. That's our first one for our mind. We can have a total of 2. We have 3 more actions. Let's go ahead and move for one of them. What do you guys say? Is it time? This is action 2. We're going to move into the same location as the dragon. Action 3, we're going to train, so we have a full hand of skill cards. And action 4, we are going to initiate our fight against High Lord Margath. We have a total of 4 skill cards in hand. We can draw 6. I don't really care what they are because they'll just be used for exerting if we need to. So we have our 6 skills. Let's go at them. Heroes will fight High Lord Margath as a party. Collectively track damage dealt by each hero on this sheet. I'm going to get a different token, like an Ascendence tracker, and we'll just put them at 28. It'll be easier than all of that blasted health trying to remember what that is. Each player fights a different aspect of Margath. At the beginning of combat, you're going to randomly draw one of the sheets, combat boards, and choose one hero to fight each trait using the combat board, corresponding tokens, and this sheet. Heroes resolve combat rounds individually in turn order, starting with the first player. The first player is Laurel, so she will be first. Combat continues until all heroes or High Lord Margath are defeated. Margath's villain token is cast against the first player. If the first player is eliminated, then it goes to the next player. Lore, which we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, can be used for the following. Before each set of combat rounds, any hero can spend a lore to actually move that combat token. Right now, Laurel has the most shield, so I'm actually thinking of keeping it with her, at least for now. And then you can also spend it to block 1 damage that would be dealt to any hero. And remember, we also have our coordinated attack. He also has 3 abilities here: Taunt, Fire Made Flesh, and Flame Breath. Oh boy. With our random draws, Laurel will be dealing with the Warrior Dragon, and Master Thorn will be dealing with the Savage Dragon. That means he'll automatically take 1 point of damage. He has 14 health, so he's down to 13. You can see here we'll be using the 6 tokens for Master Thorn and the 7, because we get 1 additional one for the Margath himself for Laurel. Let's start with Laurel. All right, Laurel, let's see what you can do. We can see here the dragon has a total of 3, and I'll show you this one doesn't. A total of 3 initiative. We only have 2, but with aggressive that puts us at 3, and then with the this weapon that we have, that's 4. Beautiful. That means we just did 1 point of damage. He's down to 27 for physical damage. He had no shields. That also means we get to go first. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my copy here, or my tactics, to copy my 2 damage and do 2 damage to him. He's going to go down to 25. He's then going to use this one, his agility, to flip this over for some more damage. Yeah, this is going to be bad. Then over here, I've got 2 of these. Do I want to make him try and recast one of them? Or I could flip. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this one to flip this one to 2 more damage. He's then going to use this to double his surge, so he now has 3 surge over here. We're then going to cast 2, 4, plus 1 is 5 damage to him, knocking him down to 20. But then he is going to do 1, 2, 3, plus 1 is 4. So let's go ahead. Oh, wait. First we have this, so it's actually going to reduce it by 3. And then we're going to use 3 out of the 4 of our lore to take no damage from that. Was that good? I don't know. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use our coordinated attack, since we can't use any of these other things, and we're going to cast this token into the mix. Master Thorn coming to help us out. After doing that, though, he is going to do Flame Breath. Using all 3 of these, this is going to hurt. He's going to blow fire at us, deal 3 damage to us that we cannot block, then deal 1 damage to each other foe in the party. That means Master Thorn now has 2 points of damage, and we have 3. We'll then simply end this round, though, by dealing 1 magic damage. That will have him go down to 19 health. That's pretty good. We just increased him by 9 health. I like it. Master Thorn is next, going against the Savage part of the dragon. The initiative of Lord Margath is 1, 2. Our initiative is 1, 2. So because it's 2 and 2 and we are attacking, we gain the initiative, and that allows us to flip one of these tokens, or I should say recast it. And I think I'm going to try and recasting this one. I really want the 2 magic damage on this side. Come on, 2 magic damage. Nope. Bummer. I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually use my coordinated attack, and I'm going to cast this one in from Laurel, hoping that maybe I can get this shield. Granted, you know what? He's going to attack with this. That shield isn't going to help. But you know what? If I get a copy, I can copy that. Yeah, so let's go ahead and cast this one. Let's see what we get. Oh, we got the 2 shield. Moving to that dragon, he's going to go ahead and copy it, double either the highest of either one of these. I don't think it matters. We'll just do this one because we can't. Actually, it does matter. This one we can't block. This one we could. He'd see we have 2 shield. He definitely would double that one. It's back to us. We're definitely going to double the 2 magic for 4 magic. Oh, you know what? No, we're not. What am I saying? We're going to spend the 2 surge so we can now have whatever amount of damage we take, he is going to take. And remember, he's at 19. That's actually super awesome. Pissed about that, he's still going to use both of these to do his double surge. And he's going to heal 1 damage for each token in your foe's combat pool. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to go up to 25. So Laurel's going, wait, did we even do anything to him? Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do the copy here. He will then deal us 2 points of damage. If we had a shield, he would deal us 3. We'll take the 2 points. We have a total of 4 damage now. And then I think I'm going to use this one to flip this one over to a, I don't think it matters. I'm going to flip that one over to a tactics. We'll then have this one deal 1 point of damage to us. Oh, maybe that wasn't a good idea. I already did it. We're at 5 damage. Then, though, we can have some fun. We can use this agility to flip this over for some damage. We then, and he's going to be passing, we're going to deal 2 magic damage with this, so that will put him down to 23. We're going to deal 4 damage with that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, going down to 19. And then we'll hit him with this one. That'll put him down to 18. Well, that wasn't as good as I was hoping. We essentially did 1 point of damage to him, and we took a total of 5. Yeah, let's hope Laurel can do better than that. Let's give those tokens a good shake and drop them in. Looking here, we have a total of 3 initiative for Lord Margath and only 1 for Laurel, but the +2 makes us tied 3 for 3. Beautiful. We get to deal 1 point of damage for that. That's amazing. We're going to go first. We have a copy here. We've got a surge. Let's go ahead and start off by using this surge here and use our mischief. Spend 1 surge, remove 1 of your foe's tokens not showing an initiative. Beautiful. Let's take that 2 damage out of there. What do you say? He's then going to use this agility to flip one of these to damage. Oh, whoops. It would actually, let's see. Yeah, to this one. And then he can double his damage next time. Actually, it won't make a difference. So let's make it damage so he can do damage to us faster. Then let's go ahead and use our coordinated attack, and let's cast this token in. Let's see what we get. We get 1 magic damage. After that, Margath will deal 1, 2, 3, plus 1, which is 4 damage. 4 damage to us. We have 4 lore left exactly. 3 from Master Thorn, and 1 from Laurel, so we're going to block all that damage. And you know what? We're going to get 1 of those lore tokens back because we do have this, which blocks the first point of foe damage that we would take. So we still have 1 lore left, which I'm happy with. We're then going to use this one to flip this over to a copy. Is that worth it? Well, it's worth more, so let's do it. He will then use this one to do a taunt, and it says your foe has to remove a token. Oh man, he'd probably remove this one. I should have thought about that. Bummer. That's my fault. I would then flip this over to here. Then I'll deal 1 damage plus 2. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was poor planning on my part because I should have dealt that 2 damage before he got to this because I knew what it would have done. Oh well, that's my fault. We'll keep going. He's down to 14 health. So basically we've defeated 1 version of him. We'll give our tokens a shake and drop them in. We have the initiative this time at 4 to 2. Okay, now I need to think a little bit more before I just start jumping into things. This is going to deal 2, 4, plus 1 is 5 unless we get rid of this. This is going to double this one and then he would heal. I don't really want him to heal. I don't really want him to taunt either because he's going to remove some of our tokens. So what I could do, yeah, well, you know, maybe deal with the heal if I, yeah, actually, the heal wouldn't be that bad if I spend all these. 2, 4, 5. 5 total points of damage right here. He'll block 1, so he'll take 4 points of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's down to 10. Yeah, I'm going a little bit slower, you guys, and this is good. This is better. Then he's going to go ahead and double. Oh, actually, he doubles his highest. Oh, yeah, his highest one of these, the skulls. He doesn't have one. Or highest one of these, actually. Oh, my gosh. He's gonna double this. That's 4. Or would he just do this? Well, that's a taunt, so that would remove one of our tokens. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it. This is where you just have to kind of make a determination. Would he do this for healing, or would he do this for more damage? I think because he knows we only have 3 tokens left, he'll do this one to remove one of our tokens instead. So then what I'm going to do now, so I don't lose it, is I'm going to use this. So now any amount of damage we take, we're going to deal an equal amount of damage to him. He's then going to use this to be able to remove one of our tokens, and he's definitely going to have us remove this one, so we can't attack anymore. We're then going to use our coordinated attack, and we're going to bring in a token from Laurel. We're going to bring this one in, hoping for 2 physical damage if we can. Come on, 2 physical damage. Beautiful. He's then going to hit us for 4 plus 1, which is 5. 5 total damage. That puts us at 10 damage. How much health do we have? 8 plus 6. Oh, we only have 14 health. So we only have 4 health left. He is done. So we're going to be able to deal him 2 more points of damage, which will knock him down to 8 health. Okay, and that's it. We could use this agility for nothing. So that'll end Master Thorn. Let's go back to Laurel. Okay, Laurel, 8 damage. You can do 8 damage. Let's give our tokens a good shake. Drop them in. Oh, man, and he is going hardcore. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 total initiative. We have 0. Even with our +2 initiative, he goes first. That means we don't get our 1 point of damage, and we don't get rid of his shield. Ugh. And you know what he's going to do? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage straight off the bat. Now, we do have, we're going to prevent 1 with this, so that's 6. 5, 4, 3, and then we'll use the final one of these for to make it only 2, but we're at 5 out of 8 health. Oh my gosh. The only advantage is that's all he is going to do, but he does have this shield of 2. Let's then go ahead and cast in one of Master Thorn's cards, or tokens, and we're going to do this one, because we can even use this just as a regular magic, and that will be able to get rid of this. Let's see what we get. Just a single magic. With that single magic, though, we can use this agility to flip it to a 2 magic. We'll use that. It'll be blocked for 1 here, then we'll do 1 damage here, and then we've got 4 damage here. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's down to 3 health. We're close. Okay, Master Thorn, come on, let's do this. Let's give them a shake and give them a drop. And with this, I think we might have just sneaked out the win. He only has 1. We only have 1 for gold. We get to go first. We can just do 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. He has no shields, only 3 health, down to 0. You know what he was going to do? He was going to heal by the amount of tokens we had, deal us more damage. We only actually, we would have likely died because he would have dealt us 4 damage. So, that was great. What can I say? Top 10 game for me for sure. Love this game. I wish that every final boss fight would be just like Margath, where you'd actually get to do it together. I think most of them you don't. I haven't done all of the scenarios. I am curious. Let me know which one is your favorite. I'm thinking I'd like to do another one with new heroes at some point, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. I've already done the spider one, and now I've done Margath. I love this game, though. You have so many options. You can choose what you want to do, how you want to do it. And I do love that if you fail, so, you know, when I failed that combat encounter right away with Laurel, that wasn't the end of the world. She actually was, I think, the MVP in this game with her initiatives, being able to deal damage with that. And then, yeah, I don't know. Both of them were great, really. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry that's a little bit long. Hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you at the next stop.